They can't see you. You have to stand up. Whoa. Talk to the people. Say hello.
Hi.
Is that it? You want to say anything to the people? So put your hand down so they can see your face. Okay. Well, if that's it, you can go. All right. Okay. All right. So appreciate you guys coming on. That was my daughter. She is 5 years old. She said she wanted to be in the video, so I let her be in the video. And then she had nothing to say. So yeah, we live. All right, guys. So check it out. Today is the day I want to let you guys know exactly what I have going on. I was excited because, as you guys know, and as I said several times before, I do have a coaching group. Now, to give you a little background, the coaching group started kind of spur of the moment. So during the pandemic, you guys know my story. If you saw the training, you know my story. I got reintroduced into land investing. And during that time, I was kind of telling people on my personal profile, hey, this is what I'm doing, land investing, blah, blah, blah. And people would DM me here and kind of question there, like, hey, how are you doing that? What are you really doing? What's going on? So I'm like, all right, well, how about this? I'll start a Facebook group and I can kind of share with you what's going on. And then for me personally, the selfish reason was it gives me a built-in sense of accountability. It forces me to kind of go over the things that I know. And the better you can teach it, the more you should understand the topic. So I'm like, what the hell? Have some fun with this, and who knows what may come up from the group. So on my birthday, on November 4th of 2020, I launched this group. And within this group, I just started to, talk shit. And at the time, I had a little bit different beliefs about certain things I do in business. Like I was totally against title companies. And now I'm not. Now, granted, there's still times I'm like, yeah, y'all don't make any sense. But now I'm not totally against them. And sometimes because so many deals come in, I'm like, I don't want to do the work. You do the work. But granted, the work that they do and the work that you have to do as an investor, they don't match per se. Like they're not going to look up how great a property is or how easily it will sell. They would just say, hey, is the title clean and can we issue title insurance on it? Okay, Anderson, your birthday was on November 17th and your wife's birthday is on the 4th. You got a good wife. She got a good birthday. Awesome. But anyways, it wasn't long after until some people were asking, hey, could you show me the land game? Could you teach me what you know? So I did. I started showing people. I opened up the coaching group. Actually, back then it was one-on-one. Like, that's all I know how to do. But then I realized that there's power in a group of individuals meeting together, coming together with a common goal and looking to help each other just achieve at a higher level. Now, one thing I always say to the group, and Anderson can attest to this, I always say the room is always smarter than the individual. And what do I mean by that? Was like, I have only so much knowledge, only so much information, only so much experience. However, other people that I've shown, or they've learned land investing other ways and they come together with me and we all put our noggins together, or we all can put our experience together, then different answers come, or just answers that I don't have, somebody else may have, only is accessible through the group. So I've been doing a group for a while. And as you know, every year or every so often, the price would change. It just keeps going up. Why? Because I actually give more and more value and people make more and more money. And for me to give value, I have to give my time. And my time is not free. Now, why are you getting into land investing? Probably to get your time back. And for me, that was to make gadgets and gizmos and doodads and stuff. It was to coach basketball. It was to play basketball. It was to take a lot of naps. As I said, I'm a big nap enthusiast. It was to do those things, to give up my time to do the things that I didn't sign up to do and to help other people invest in land. This wasn't what I was looking to do. However, it is extremely rewarding. That's why I keep doing it. Now, there may be a point where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore and I'll shut it down, but we're not there yet. But either way, because I like to give 110%, the group that I have has been being enhanced. Now, the group isn't just a group of individuals. No. What happens is you will actually come and work with me directly. Now, as I said earlier, I only really know how to do one-on-one. Sure, I do a lot of group stuff now, but the main way I like to help people is one-on-one. So I do a lot of, hey, what's going on? I haven't seen from you. I haven't heard from you. I have, you said you're going to get this done. You didn't get it done. What's happening? Where do you need help? How can I serve? Or maybe you just need a kick in the ass. Either way, I'm here for you. Other times it's, let me look over your deals. Let me see what's happening here. Oh, you got some property you're looking to buy? I don't think you should buy it for that price. Anderson, are you still listening? Can you speak up, at least in the comments, about the property that you're looking to purchase now, your first property? And just type in real quick, and I'll read it. The stuff that we talked about, the price you're about to buy a property for, the price that you're actually going to get it for now, and all the other good stuff. While you're writing that, I will go on. Now, why am I writing or telling you guys about the group and how great it is, right? And how I coach people? Well, I think a lot of times people don't understand what they're getting or why I'm doing this and how it works. So if I may, I will kind of read you a little bit. Actually, I wouldn't read it. I'll just kind of go off memory of what I offer. Now, in general, I help people such as basically everybody in this group who have not or who are in land investing or looking to get into land investing, how to be good at this, how to multiply your money, how to have your money make money babies by flipping land. Now, there's more than the land flipping strategy. There's term sales, there's all types of other stuff, but I have my favorite way to do it is with this quick cash sale, because I like to get that money back. That's why I call myself the escape velocity strategy. Give me a second. I was supposed to find something for you guys. There we go. Okay, great. Now, I like to break things up into 5 pillars. Okay, what are the 5 pillars? Well, they are, I don't have a name for them. First, I help people develop that investor's eye. What is that investor's eye? Well, it's helping you find those untapped areas. So if you're doing a lot of like deals in like the desert squares, like where all the newbies are, Arizona, New Mexico, and all that, and it's like the low dollar stuff, don't get me wrong, it still sells. It still sells. But let's say you want to get something a little more lucrative, something that will pay you a little bit more, something that sells a little bit faster, something that you have something that you could be proud of, that it photographs well, it actually is easy for people to understand the appeal of the property, things like that. Well, I'll show you how to find those areas. And they're not necessarily always crawling with other land investors. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. And when you have that investor's eye, you can really see where the value is. Now you can get away from the crowd. And now you don't have to have 60% of retail value to get the property. You don't have to offer that. You don't have to beg and plead with owners right now. You just got to be like, hey, this is my offer. I'm the only game in town. And people take it because they're like, oh, it sounds good to me. It's a much easier game. And then again, once you do get that property, since it's not 50 other properties just like yours on the market that look the exact same, you don't have to have that race to the bottom of trying to be the cheapest to undercut everybody so you can actually get somebody to buy your property before they buy theirs. Because in those other markets, you're just a commodity. What's the difference between your desert square and their desert square? Not much. But when you're the only game in town, or very few people are actually selling your area, your properties will sell faster. Not to mention, when you're developing that investor's eye, you know how to price properly. You know how to negotiate property. You know how to actually make sure you're going to get something that's sellable. So that's the first step I walk you through, is teaching you how to get that investor's eye. The next step, or the next pillar, is once you understand the area where you should invest and you pinpoint it, right? You're not just doing a broad stroke, but you're pinpointing it. Now you can actually start to look at, hey, how do I get a list of people that are motivated to sell? Now, a lot of you guys may already have your methods. Okay, great. But how well do you know those methods? How effective are those methods? Are you doing a lot of begging and pleading once people talk to you? Are you getting a lot of tire kickers and people using you as an impromptu appraiser? Or are people actually giving you deals? Is all the stuff you're looking at low-end stuff? Or are you looking at stuff that is high-end as well? When people call you, do you have to scramble like, okay, is this a property I want or do I not want? I don't know. Or like, hey, if it's part of my list, I know that I want it. Building that list is very important. So yeah, there's tools you can do it, but I'll also show you how to do it by hand. Because sometimes the hand, actually, I'll put it this way. When you're dealing with no money or a lot of money, you want to build your list by hand. Why? Well, with no money, you got to save money on tools. Pretty self-explanatory. But when you're doing high-end stuff, looking for subdivide opportunities, you got to be able to go through that data, find the areas on the map, understand which lots are what, why you may want it, if it's going to be even a candidate to look at a subdivide opportunity, things like that. So you want to be able to put that list together by hand and then actually have the way to contact those people that is not like everybody else. If you're using an offer letter and a envelope with a window in it and it looks like everybody offer letter, why would they pick you from theirs? You're just another person. How are you going to stand out? So not only do I show you how to build that list, I show you how to stand out so you get more offers. And guess what? There's more than just offer letters. You know, that proper text messaging campaign and staying TCPA compliant, how to properly cold call, how to use ringless voicemail, and how to use email. And hell, there's probably other methods that we can come up with or that we'll come up with over time that I always like to share. Third pillar, right? Once you have that asset, you totally control it. Now you can decide how you want to get rid of it. And I show you the different pros and cons for the individual property. Of course, my favorite is a quick flip, but you may want to do a terms deal. You may want to lease that property to somebody else. You may want to build that property and develop it. Whatever that decision is, we will come up with it together because we're working hand in hand. Now, the fourth pillar is learning how to sell. Now, this is something I've noticed that a lot of people don't really talk about. I don't know if it's because they don't want to give away their secret sauce and they think they'll create competition, or they don't handle the sales anymore, so they don't really know how to teach you that. Now, at some point, yes, you'll be able to handle that, hand it off to somebody else too. But right now, you got to be able to sell on your own. So that fourth pillar is understanding how to sell properly, making that foolproof marketing plan and understanding the right words to say, how to say them, where to say them, how to put up a good ad, the good pictures, all the stuff that's going to make your property sell faster. That's what's part of the escape velocity strategy. Being able to sell it between 30 to 90 days. Sometimes, a lot of times it's less, it's depending. But in general, no more than 3 months. And you're getting a good sales price for that. So it's not just, oh, I got to sell it at a race to the bottom, a basement bargain price because no one else would buy it. No. It's not how we work the game, son. And a lot of times people think that things are happening slower than what they are until they look back like, oh, I only had this property for 45 days. Think about that. Now, the fifth pillar is the systems and the scaling. Again, I got into this business so I can do more of what I want to do with my life. That's not going to happen if I got to do every little thing myself. I just created another 9-to-5 job for me, except I get no dental and no vision. And, if I slack off, only I suffer. So, the company suffering or not even really matter. So I show you how to build the systems, to hire the people, to make sure the business can run without you. Now, coming from me, that was a big change because I was very much, I got to do it myself. Only I can trust me. I can do it myself. And sure, you can, and you can make a lot of money yourself. You can, as I said, you can probably make around $500,000 doing it all by yourself. However, do you want to do that? Or do you want to be stuck at that price? Right now, you might like, oh no, I don't mind getting $500,000 because I'm not making anything. Okay, you say that now, but as you start making more money, I don't think you don't want that smoke. So with that said, does that make sense? Right? The 5 pillars I'm talking about. All right, there's more. Just want to make sure. Cool. Oh, okay. Appreciate that. Anderson says, I'm looking to sell a property for 5K and purchasing for 700. Property located in Texas, but you did not confirm how much you were about to buy it for, Anderson. He was about to get the property for $1,300. I told him, do not get that property for $1,300. You need to get it for under $1,000. He gets it for $700. If he didn't have my help, I don't know what would have happened. Now, I gave you guys the 5 pillars. You see how I like to help people? Ah, yes, you forgot about that. I gave you the 5 pillars of what I'm going to show you. Now, there's the ways I like to show you or deliver that information is within the 3, or I should do like this or like this. The three C's, curriculum, community, and coaching. All right, I'm gonna go over those three C's. The three C's are, I think they're the key. Now, the curriculum is simple, right? I do believe my curriculum of how I show people how to do land is the most thorough, the most put together, and the most up to date because I'm always updating it. And in fact, I got some notes about things I need to change now. Why do I change things? Because I'm in the middle of doing all the things that I talk about, I do myself. As I make new discoveries, as I learn new things, as just the industry change and we have to adapt, I change the training. It happens all the time. So the curriculum is very important. And then within that, it's a lot of, what's the word I'm thinking about? It's a lot of nuance. And without the updated information, a lot of people get stuck in old ruts. And then when things don't work the way they used to, and they're just scratching their head like, I don't know why. All right. So the curriculum is very important. It has everything, my blueprints, my templates, everything to just take my business and run. Now, the community, that's where the group comes in. In that community is people within the group who are looking to buy, who are doing this with the same level as you are. Maybe they're a little behind you, maybe they're more advanced than you are. But either way, you have a like-minded community of people looking to help one another. Now, how do we help each other? Not only we encourage each other, that's good. We hold each other accountable. We're supposed to get things done. We make sure that we get things done, right? There's no passive members, or there's passive members, but we don't encourage passivity. We encourage active members. Not to mention, we also team up and JV on deals. So there's oftentimes we feel like, hey, I'm looking to buy some property. Anybody want to team up with me? Anybody want to put in on this? So if you ever need help funding, this is one of the things I talked about a bit yesterday. One of the ways that you can team up with somebody. Sometimes I join with other people, sometimes I don't. Also within that community, we have different funders who are looking to fund deals for you. So they're not necessarily in the group, but then they work with us to fund deals. And we have people who are looking to kind of give us more information, more stuff, strategies that other industries use, because we got to think about it. Our industries is not, the land investing industry is not as like saturated as other industries like wholesaling or house flipping or whatever. But because those industries are so saturated, they actually did come up with some pretty cool techniques to get their leads. So we get people to come in, or at least they say they will, to kind of let us know about those things so we can start to incorporate those things in our business. And obviously, I'm going to update the training with things that I've tried and I find that they work. All right. Now that's the community. Last thing is the coaching. And in my opinion, I think this is the most important. Yes, you heard me talk about Anderson, how I helped him negotiate a better price, something that he wasn't aware that he could do. Now, I'm not sure if he was able to actually believe that that was possible before I spoke to him. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But the point is, I urge him to do it. Now, coaching isn't just about me telling you what to do. In fact, that's the last thing I want to do. You're an adult. I don't need to tell you what to do. However, there will be times when life gets in the way. Life as in something, your kid gets sick, your car breaks down, something happens to your home. Maybe you get sick or you get injured or something happens. And now that thing that you need to get done in your land investing business isn't getting done. Well, instead of just saying, oh, it's okay, or just, whatever, forgetting about you. No, we figure it out. Now, sometimes, actually, in most cases, that thing that stops you is nothing more than in here. Nothing more. And often it's something that we picked up as a kid that we told ourselves that we think is true. And because of that, our inner 7-year-old is making decisions for us that is not necessarily vibing with what we're trying to accomplish. However, without a coach, it is hard to actually recognize when your 7-year-old is taking control versus when you're making a rational decision, assessing the risk and things like that. That's where I come in. I've actually been trained in that art of understanding how to help people get to the bottom of whatever issues that are plaguing them, not just the surface stuff, not just what's on the surface. So if you find yourself procrastinating and that's why you're not getting things done, that's still a surface issue. That procrastination comes from something deeper. There's a reason why you're procrastinating. There's something you're telling yourself that you're not realizing. You're telling yourself that's causing you to avoid a task. And sometimes those things go so deep that it takes multiple sessions for us to get to it. But every time we uncover a little bit of the depth, or every time we go a little lower and go through the layers, you learn a little something about yourself. And then you realize that you do have the power, the ability to do it, but you just need a little bit of help. And then at the same time, you have someone like me holding you accountable to make sure you do it. Even though you're afraid, you don't want to jump in to the pool from the high dive. There's someone behind you encouraging you and sometimes giving you a push because you need that goddamn push. And how do I do that? Well, every meeting, I keep notes. I have assignments for you that you got to complete. And I make sure I keep track of everything. So with that said, those are the 3 C's: the curriculum, the community, and the coaching. Now, question is, are you able to commit the time to actually learning this? This is something you need to ask yourself, because not everybody really wants to do this. People want the glamour, they want the prestige, they want the whatever you think it comes along with land investing. However, when it's time to actually put in real work, that's when people find out like this really ain't for me. And that's not a bad thing. There's no judgment here. But this is a question I want you to ask yourself right now. If you had to spend, nope, that's the wrong word, invest $25,000 to learn these skills, but you were guaranteed to learn them. And then from the rest of your life, you'd be making a minimum of $100,000. Would that be worth it to you? I put a monetary value on it because right now, when I say, oh, you got to put in the work, that sounds easy because you're not doing any work. You're sitting here listening to me yak at you on my screen. But when I put a monetary value on it, 25,000, that hits a little different. Think about the things you can get for $25,000. Put in the comments, what can you buy for $25,000 right now? Certain things that come to my mind, a car, certain things that come to my mind. It could be a down payment on a house in certain parts of the country. It could be, you can buy a doomsday device and start to try to enslave humanity. There's all types of stuff you can get. What do you think you can get for $25,000? Now, the question is, would you give that up to learn these skills? Would you give that up gladly to learn those skills, right? It's the same way somebody says, hey, I want to lose weight. And maybe day 1 and day 2, they're excited, they're motivated, they get their gym membership, they buy a bunch of gym clothes, everything is great. They go to the gym now, and then they see everybody else. Some people are in worse shape, some people in better shape, but then they see all the different weights, the machinery, all the things, and they're like, oh, can I really do this? And then those who weren't that committed, who just like the idea of what losing weight means, they tell themselves no. They don't say it like that, like it's no, I can't do this. They're like, oh, okay. And they get this feeling in their gut, right? Tell me if you've seen this before, if you felt this way. You get this feeling in your gut where you're like, oh shit, I don't know. All right, like, well, damn, look, oh, there's math equations to do here. Let me do some math and then I'll get to the workout. Oh, damn, I got a sink full of dirty dishes. Let me get to those dirty dishes and then I'll go back to the gym and work out, right? That's what I'm talking about. So the question is, do you really want this? Because a lot of times people will find out like, oh, well, the help I get isn't free. So I gotta, well, maybe I need to save. Maybe no, it's not how it works. It's, do you want it bad enough to do it? Do you want to put in the work? Do you want to make the sacrifices? Or do you want to just stay where you are? Because if we keep it real, something's got to give. You're not going to learn these skills for free on YouTube. It's the same way as a doctor says, hey, I know you need this life-saving surgery, but don't worry. I saw a bunch of videos on YouTube. I think I got it. Tell me you've seen that before. You take your car to a mechanic. Hey, mechanic, my car, there's something wrong with it. Oh, damn, that's a strange problem. I've never seen that before. Don't worry. I'll watch a couple of YouTube videos and figure it out. Your brakes will be fine. Is that something you want to play with? It's funny to me because a lot of times people will make a decision based on the price, but not understand that the price that they will have to pay is small in comparison to what not only would they will get, but what pain and suffering and loss of money they're about to avoid. So if you balance, or excuse me, if you judge things just based on the price alone, well, I am not the person for you. If you want something cheap, I'm sure there's some cheap courses out there that you can easily get, pay $1,000. Who knows how the quality of it, if you're going to get the support you're going to need, because you're going to have questions. Funny, YouTube, I get it. Yeah, for sure. But with that said, I understand that inflation's crazy. Times are tough. My prices aren't cheap. I will tell you this now. These days, nobody's ever had the full amount of whatever the coaching agreement was supposed to be. Nobody's ever had it. Those who are dedicated, they figure out a way. Those who just aren't, they figure out an excuse. Now, I'm not a hard ass, meaning coaching is not my primary source of income. My primary source of income is this: land investing. However, I do know that when I put a higher price tag, the people who join, they stay committed. When my stuff was cheap, I had all types of people trying to come. They'll be there for a little bit, disappear off the face of the earth, never to do anything, just wasted my time and effort. It's funny how that works. The more money people pay, the more attention they give it, the more they actually try to make things work, as opposed to just like letting it go. So with that said, if you're looking to join the group, you saw how I presented everything. You could talk to some of the group members, see what it's like. Anderson Sarant, he's in the chat right now. You can ask him a question if he's open to it. I'm not trying to make him do anything. PJ's in, I don't know where PJ's at. There's a bunch of people who are in the chat. I'll actually do this. This is what I'll do. In the Facebook group, I will make sure that I'll put a post up. I'm like, hey, anybody in my coaching group, if you guys want to be available, just say here. And then, maybe people allow them to actually send them a DM. So I'll put that up so people who are watching this, a replay or whatever, they can check that out. But the point is this: if you're dedicated to learning this and you want somebody that's actually going to take you through it, think of me as that personal trainer that's going to make sure your ass gets up at 5 a.m. They're going to make sure you hit those weights. They're going to make sure you're eating right. They're going to make sure all those things. But this is the thing: they're not going to just give you something and walk away. I'm not going to just say eat better. I'm going to give you the recipes, and I'm going to cook the food for you. But you damn well better eat it. I'm going to prepare the place in the gym for you so you have no distractions, but you better show up on time. I'm going to be the person that's going to wake your ass up at 5 a.m., but then I'm going to drive you to the gym myself to make sure you get shit done. That type of service will definitely help you, but it comes at a price, because again, it's my time that I'm not spending on my own business, my own 2 employees. So with that said, if this sounds like something that is good for you, I will put in the chat, book a time. We can chat. I can tell you everything. Like, you pretty much know everything. Now this question is like, if what I have to offer, does it fit with your goals? And last thing I forgot to mention. Every person who joins the group, they get a customized game plan from me. And then we use that as a blueprint to actually hit those financial goals that you set for yourself. So if you say you're looking to make $100,000, guess what? Me and you, we actually make that plan to help you make $100,000. So that's what areas to invest in, how much mailers to send out, how many texts to send out, how quick you should be getting them, the prices you should be paying, the prices you should be selling at, the tools you may need, everything that you need to get you there. Everything. Because I know how tough this can be on your own. After you sell that first property, it becomes easier. You need less of me. But getting there can be tough. You may have already sold a couple of properties and you're wondering why you can't sell it faster. The process doesn't change. the difficulty goes up, how much, workload I can give you goes up, but it doesn't change what I do because I've been doing it for a long time and I've gotten pretty good at it. There's a lot of things I need to get better at though. So I'm not going to act like I'm perfect and I'm not going to act like I have all the answers because I don't, right? But the point is, if you're looking for somebody that's going to help you achieve those things that you're looking for, you're looking to make sure that all the frustration and the effort and all that is going to pay off at some point. I don't think you're going to find a guy that's going to give a damn more than me. That's it. That's it. Any questions for anybody? Any questions? No? All right. I'll leave this up for a while. Hopefully you find this beneficial, but this is what I had to offer for you guys. I did mention already that you have the access to funding. I mentioned the earn while you learn stuff yesterday. And to recap, if in case you didn't get it, earn while you learn. So even though the barrier of entry is, I lowered it for people to get into the group if it's a good fit, there's still time for you're going to need to make money faster than maybe a land will sell. So the 3 ways you can earn while you learn. One, obviously flip the land the way I teach you, you'll make money. Second way, so that number one, flipping the land, you won't get the most amount of money. The second way, the medium amount of money, you can actually, what we call, not necessarily wholesaling where you're signing a contract, but a wholesale deal, the same way a wholesaler, or excuse me, somebody wholesales a product to like a retailer. So I'm the manufacturer, I wholesale a product to Target. Target sells that property, or excuse me, sells that item to, the retailer or to the retail market. So my widget costs $1 for me to make. I sell it to Target for $3.50. Target sells that same widget for $10. So that way you will sell a property to me or maybe one person in the group where, yeah, you bought it for $1 or $100. You selling it for $3.50. So you made money, not as much as you'll make on the retail market, but you've made your money back and then some. And then that second person can sell on the retail market for the full retail value. Everybody wins, right? That only happens when you have a group of trusted people, and you only can be trusted if you're doing shit the same way. You know that we're all working off the same playbook. And then the third way to make money, it's not as much. It's just sell your leads to me or to anybody else in our group. So you negotiate the lead, everything looks good, but you just don't have the time or the money to actually go through with that deal. Somebody like me will pay a finder's fee. Like, oh, I'll give you, I don't know, $500, $300. Depends on the property. A lot of things depend. It's not going to be every property because not every property you get is going to be something worth buying. But in those cases where it makes sense, you will get that finder's fee. So earn while you learn. So there's different ways. Now, some people may like, hey, I'm just going to get a bunch of leads for a bunch of people and just sell those leads to people in the group. Boom. You haven't flipped a single piece of land, but you can still make money and be a nice, valuable way to keep bringing in income over and over and over again. And again, since we're all playing from the same playbook, we can trust that you're doing that. Can't trust that from anybody from outside the group because I don't know how they did it. I don't know if they did the proper due diligence, and there's not enough communication, like constant communication to know that, how things are going. But within the group, again, sell it like normal, of course. Wholesale, as in you're the wholesaler, sell it to another investor where they can sell for retail price. You still get your money back. And then there's the actual selling the leads. Earn while you learn. So the barrier of entry is lower. Earn while you learn program is is in full effect. If you want to know more, let me know. Let me give you guys a link to the thing. Book a call. Book a call and we can figure out if the program is right for you. Because if it's not right for you, then it doesn't matter what programs I have, how much it costs. Like, what's the point of joining something that doesn't work for you? Whether it's free or $1 million, it's got to be a fit for you. It's got to get you to where you want to go. But you also got to put in the work. I'm not going to just let anybody into the group. I take care of the group. I want to make sure that the group stays a positive place, not just positive, but a productive place where people are making money. That's all I care about. People are putting in the work. I don't like people who don't show up to meetings. I don't like people who don't put in the work. I don't like people who aren't giving it 100%. Not that I don't like them. I just don't like when they do that. The group is just not for them. The group is just not for them. All right. So let me put this in the chat. you think about doing it, book a call. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't, but we won't know until we have a conversation. Okay, that's it. Yeah, no, I do all that. Patricia says, in addition to your 3 C's, you can make that 5 from what you share: curriculum, community, coaching, and there's commitment and customized game plan. God damn it, Patricia, that's fantastic. I'm stealing that. That's mine now. Trademark. You can't steal it back. I'm taking that, Patricia. It's mine. It's mine. It's the 5 C's. It's the 5 C's. I love it. That's fantastic. That's really good. That's really good. Curriculum, community, coaching, commitment, and customized game plan. That is really good. And then access to funding. You don't got to use your own money. Access to note buyers. Access to all types of different tools, strategies, and all that. My own software. There's a lot. This group's expensive because you get a lot. It's expensive compared to the cheap shit out there, but the value is I honestly believe there's no better value out there. I honestly believe that. Like, I put everything I have into it. I don't put my name on just anything. I don't think it gets any better. But again, I'm not going to just let anybody into the group. You got to qualify. You got to be a fit for it, and you got to put some skin into the game. Right? You don't just be able to go into a Ferrari dealership just to test drive cars. You got to show that you can afford to test drive the Ferrari. Maybe you're on a waiting list, maybe you're not. But the point is, I don't think you're gonna get a better value. I'm really proud of what I put out there. I was really excited about it. So does this sound like something that works? That'll be good for you? Go for it. Book a call. We'll figure it out. If not, that's fine. No hard feelings, but you know where I stand. Anybody who signs up and we agree and we work together this week, I'll figure out a nice little bonus for you. Maybe a bit of discount, maybe some kind of bonus. There'll be some kind of bonus. I'll figure out a bonus, but you got to sign up this week. So by November 4th, November 4th is my birthday. So you guys sign up on or before my birthday. You do that, we'll figure out a bonus. I'll figure something out. Give you a gift, something. There'll be something. All right. Got to commemorate the anniversary. Any questions? I don't think there's any questions. All right, people. All right, people. It's good talking to you. I really appreciate your time. Coach Vic is out of here.